Crikey! That's right, we're down under for the rundown. Studfit here. Welcome to another episode of the rundown. The rundown was created. I always like to remind people. Essentially, I was trying to look for certain things every time a tour was released that took a lot of time, a lot of data scraping to collect, and the goal was for me to be able to use that data to better allocate my tickets, rubies, coins, to be able to progress my game and have an advantage over my competitors. And thankfully, there are a lot of people out there that are looking for the same things, that appreciate that data just as much, if maybe even more than I do. So I love you guys, and thank you for the support. I will put out one little disclaimer, or maybe more a request from you guys. I've had a lot of day one fans, and I appreciate being underground and being, the people's champ. When it comes to, I'm one of you guys. I'm not any type of YouTube celebrity or anything like that. However, I want to get this information out to as many people as possible. So if you do me one favor, if you haven't subscribed yet or liked this video, please do so. It would really help me out. And here's what I'll do in return. I've mentioned doing an all-cup ranking tutorial strategy video, and it's in the works. And I'm going to be releasing it as we build up to 1,000 subscribers. I think we are right on the cusp of about 700. So there's just enough gap that I want to ask for your support, ask for your help. I need your help. We're gonna get there. There's a prize at the end. In fact, I have plans to be able to interview Bam from Bam and Jerb's spreadsheet and have him walk through that spreadsheet and how to be able to put in that information. And then also I have a couple interviews lined up with some of the top all-cup ranking people that are good friends of mine. In fact, I just had my interview with Trues yesterday, and two other guests that I'll be putting on, one that you know very, very well and dear to your heart. So the goal is that I'm putting this video out for you guys to celebrate with you, and so the more you can do to get the rundown out there, the more I really appreciate it, and I will reward you. So with that aside, we are now down under for the rundown tour, and it's a city kind of a filler-ish type of tour. Just like any city tour, there's good things and bad things. We kind of have these mixed in with the verses, mixed in with the specific type or theme of the tour. But anytime we have a city, there's a lot of things to be able to take a look at. Sometimes we don't like those buffs. Sometimes we just love the vibe. I personally love this tour because of the vibe and the vibe only. I mean, it's great music. You can kind of hear the music in the background. That's awesome. I love Australia. I've always wanted to go to Australia. I was a fanboy of Australia growing up, always doing geographic reports and stuff. So I just love Sydney. I love Australia. Never been there. I'd love to go there. It's one of my bucket list places. And I think only beside potentially Egypt and an Egypt tour, this was my most longed for tour. So I'm glad we're here. I'm glad you're here, and let's jump right into the rundown. So as always, I like to start with the pipes. We have some unique items, not ones necessarily that I would be longing for. This is certainly a pipe to pass on if at all possible. I'm gonna need some coins here. I'm running out. I'm hoping I can last until the special pipe to need coins, because I really don't want to pull on this pipe. It is. I think Tabor has an ongoing list of his top pipes. I think he has 103 pipes right now that he's ranked. I think this is number 98th. This is not a good pipe, mainly because the odds are just like any other 100 pipe, but then we also have some not great skills for the drivers, karts, and gliders. And so from that perspective, and then on top of that, the glider is also a challenge reward. So if you don't pull it, not a big deal. You can get it for the low cost of entry for that challenge. And then you got a heart item and a rocket start plus. So we'll kind of get into some of these items here. Just kind of making things a little bit more visible. You see these different tracks that are highlighted in red. These means that they are cities. Red being bad, kind of in a way. Just, anytime you have a city, that just know that these tracks, we may never see them again. We may not see them until the anniversary, or we may not see them for another calendar year, or there's a chance that we may not see them, you know, even past that. So just kind of putting that out there. You know, any of these items could not be as rewarding as others. The one I did want to point out, Starry Great Sail. It's an awesome looking glider, and we haven't had a great sail that has broke our top 10, even though it looks freaking awesome. So it makes me think this could be a great glider just from the outside looking in, but then you look at it, it's got 3 city tracks here for Sydney, which you don't like. I mean, it doesn't have that many tracks to be... Well, I'll take that back. It actually has a good number of tracks to begin with, but it only is left with about 5 there that are not cities. So keep that in the back of your mind, and feel free to review this. The good thing is that we have that Blue Royale as a part of our Gold Pass. So that's probably actually the one I like the most when it comes to some of that value that's already built into it. As for the non-spotlights, again, nothing crazy here, nothing new added when it comes to the ongoing permanent drivers. Same thing for the carts, nothing permanent. You know, you still got next week's spotlights in there tossed in. But I do want to make a point of this, and that's that the toe bean balloons is now permanent in the 100 pipes as a glider option. So putting that out there, I'll get to actually here in a second the packs, and it's an overpriced pack, so I'm not sure what's all going on there, and I kind of have some speculations. I'll get to that in a second. As for the week 2 pipe, not a bad pipe. My speculation is that there's going to be 9 high-end total, with 6 of which being spotlight. So, you know, when you're thinking about rubies and how you're going to allocate those, I would say coming off of what was a phenomenal tour, the Ninja Tour, you're running low on rubies. You know, my personal recommendation would be, unless you need coins to be able to purchase something in your daily selects, I would do whatever I possibly can to just hold off on all pipes. This one, if you have to go into a pipe, this one's not bad. It's got a coin box driver, but really, if you think about it, although it's a spotlight coin box driver in a 100 pipe, I mean, you could drain the whole pipe and it'd be at the very bottom. You'd spend 450 rubies and you get a coin box driver. And if you already have Rosalina swimwear, that's just one more level, or 1/3 of a level, or 1/5 of a level to where you need her to be. I have her at level 6, and I was thinking, oh, like that's great. I can save some tickets, and I'll throw some tickets on her after I pull her in week 2. You know, especially as I'm going into Koopa Troopa Beach 2T, and then I'm thinking to myself, I'm not going to spend 450 rubies for 1 level ticket. You know, essentially that's how I'm thinking about it. So, you know, from my perspective, it's not a great leveling up process to be able to get Rosalina swimwear. But if you don't have Rosalina swimwear, go for it. It's a great pipe for you. For everybody else, I might just hold off. There are a lot of great beach items. One thing I want to talk about is just remember with Sydney, Sydney's actually in the southern hemisphere. So those of us in the United States, in Europe, in you know, Asia, whatever it might be, wherever you're from, 90% of the people I feel like I talk to are in the northern hemisphere. So we're getting ready for summer, right? We're pulling out our swimming trunks. We're getting ready for the beautiful. We're getting some pollen in our nose, and we just know summer's coming. But for Australia, it's coming on to winter. So that's probably why we see some Rosalina Ice World. You know, we see some DK Summit. They're going into their winter. So just try to remember that. This is not a summer pipe. It's a beach or a marine type pipe. And that's true, right? So you think about cheap snorkel. I mean, you could be throwing on a wetsuit and snorkeling in Sydney here in a couple months. But just remember, it's not a summer tour. We probably have plenty of summer stuff to come in the next few tours. But this is a beach, a marine type of style pipe. On that same theme, we got a lot of beach, marine type of items in this special pipe. This is a pipe that I'm going to be personally pulling on, but as I made a broad recommendation to people in general, if you're a casual player and you just depleted your rubies, rightfully so, for some awesome drivers, for some awesome items, I would just hold off on pulling on all pipes together. But if you do pull on one, this is going to be a good one to pull on. Just because it's got some pretty good items. Now the thing is that any type of special pipe, any type of pipe that does not have a driver, it's just going to be a slightly lower caliber pipe. Because, you know, even Like I have a Gold Pass only account, and I pull in special pipes here and there. And my thought process is, you know, I even if I had 90 rubies and I wanted to pull in some stuff, I might walk away with, you know, a glider or a glider to an extra level or a cart. Just not as exciting as going for, you know, Nabbit or Gold King Bob-omb or things like that. So just kind of put that in the back of your mind. This isn't that great, but when it comes to value, especially for those whales, this is an awesome pipe. Especially if you're right on the fringe of getting your daily selects maxed out. For myself, I have all my gliders and carts, supers and normals maxed out. So this one is like not as valuable for me, but I think for a lot of people that are right there on the fringe, maybe those slightly obese dolphins, this might be a great pipe for you just to get over the hump. No pun intended there. When it comes to getting those daily selects maxed out. So it's a 50 pipe. My guess is it's going to be 2 and 2. So 2 carts, 2 high-end gliders. There are no spotlights here, and the likelihood is that the carts and gliders will be normal and super. Kind of similar to the beachside pipe. This might even be called beachside pipe 2 or marine pipe something or other. But my guess is it's going to be carts and gliders. But decent gliders. You know, the thing is when I'm looking at this though, nothing stands out. The cheap charger is the only one that I'm like, I really want to get that. Everything else, I mean, I have the Sushi Racer, I think at 5 1/3. It's still at 250 base points. I just haven't used it. So, you know, I think with that being said, it's not that great of a pipe. You know, I like the look of the Great Sail and the Black Great Sail, and even really both Manta gliders look great. I haven't used them that much. You know, none of them are in the top 10. I think they're just too many. And so they're just too spread thin. If you remember back in, geez, I forget what tour it was, but the Black Great Sail and the Silver Manta glider were released in the same tour. Oh, you know what it was? It was that Pauline Rose. Because the Rose Parasail was also released in that same tour. So you had 3 gliders going at the same time, and they really just stole value from one another. None of them got really a great boost. And that's why, you know, if you think about, you know, as you're looking at packs and you know, how many gliders are being released at the same exact time, or how many carts are being released at the same exact time. If there's a tour where you only have 1 new cart, my guess is that actually might be a little bit more valuable than if there were, you know, 3 items or 3 gliders all released in the same tour, just because that those buffing of future tracks are going to be spread thin. So an above average pipe, it's going to be helpful to some, but I would say the majority, just hold your rubies just for an additional tour. Again, you know, some of the buffs that these guys have are in Sydney, which you don't always like that type of buffing either. As for the packs, I mentioned this briefly. This Starry Great Sail, it looks beautiful. It could potentially be awesome just in the fact that we don't have a Great Sail in our top 10. So it could be, you know, I'm still waiting for one of them because just all the Great Sails look awesome. Aesthetically, they are beautiful. The downside is it does have 3 Sydney tracks. So I'm a little bullish on the Starry Great Sail. I think it could potentially be a stud. I think if you get it once, it won't treat you wrong, especially for this tour as it has all the Sydney tracks. So if you need just to get that top shelf, just to slide by, go for it. I think it could be pretty cool. Now the stud of all stud packs this tour by far is this Vacation Peach Pink Wing. You have a great cart to begin with. You know, I would say it's a great cart. I have no problem saying it's not a top 10 cart, but it's just got a great coverage. It's got a great number of tracks, and I think, you know, no matter how many times you have it, it's always good to have it at another level just because of, you know, it's pure coverage. But the most important reason why this is a stud pack is this Vacation Peach. Anytime you have a coin box driver in a pack, that's always going to be valuable. Vacation Peach obviously has a lot of value and used to be the queen back in the day, so she is used a lot in All Cup ranking for this tour as well. I think it's well worth it. Now the one that kind of got my eyebrow up a little bit, like I was the Rock. I was looking at this Toe Beans. It's a 90 ruby pack with just 1 glider. no driver along with it, just a bunch of base tickets. To me, especially as it's being released in the all cup pipe, or the all clear pipe, I think, you know, if it wasn't, I think if it wasn't, I'm trying to think the best way to put it. If it wasn't in the all clear pipe right now, then I would say it actually could be pretty good. But because it's not, I just think it's awkward timing. You know, and from that perspective, plus how expensive it is, I just would stay away. But I do think, and I just want to make sure that this is clear, I do want everyone to know that I do think it will be a valuable glider. I've mentioned this in past rundowns. I do see a tie between this glider and Cat Peach, which I am predicting she will be a very valuable driver. I believe a top 10 driver. So to have her there in like a Penguin Luigi type of way, just again, you know, nothing to write home about, but I do think she will get great coverage, and I do think that this glider will also have good coverage. That's all I'm saying. Not worth it for me, overpriced, and I just don't think, especially, you know, if you can pull it on Sunday or Monday, I just would stay away from it personally. As for the steel driver, I actually think this is studdish. You know, I like the steel driver. It's got decent coverage. It's not a top 10 cart, but I think, you know, for the 45 pack, this is pretty decent. You know, if you have to get a pack, you were trying to build back your rubies. Not a bad pack to get. You know, if I had to pick between the Starry Glider or the steel driver, I didn't have the steel driver, I'd probably get the steel driver, to be honest with you. So from that perspective, the downside is it's not a top 10 cart. It does have overlap with other drivers. It's been around here for a couple of months. It doesn't have quite the allure that the Starry Great Sail would have. And then finally, definitely a dud for me, and that's because Ice Mario's there. He's already been in a pack, so I like the Blizzard balloons, but from my perspective, I just don't think there's a lot of value here. Ice Mario, not a great driver based on his skill, being in 100 pipes, all clear pipes, and already been in a pack. So I have to say about that, I really, the least amount of time that I can talk about Ice Mario, the better. So let's move on to something way more fun to talk about, and that's some data mining information. There's two pieces, unrelated, or could be related, I don't know, but I'm just going to present them in an unrelated way. Anytime there's data mining, we just have to take it. We don't want to get our hopes up that, hey, next tour is going to be this versus. It could be next tour. It could be a couple tours from now. We don't really know the full extent of it, but the goal is really that we're focusing in on the fact that one day we will have a Bowser versus DK tour. And it's probably going to be pretty epic. You know, I don't know where I stand on things. I personally would love to use some of the Bowsers that I have, but DK is a beast. I mean, I'm a big Kong fan myself, and I don't think as big as some of the others that between, you know, Marco or you know, some of the other Kong fans. I know Anke is a big fan, and I know of so many different people that are big Kong fans that are even bigger than me. But I think one of my favorite Mario game or Super Nintendo Mario game would be some of the Donkey Kong Country. So I guess it's not a Mario game, but it's a great series. I love playing you know, as Donkey Kong and Diddy. I'd love to use them more, but I just don't. I think that they're kind of getting the fan favorite there, whereas I think personally, I'd rather, from my inventory perspective, I'd rather use Bowser. And I think just from the quick summaries that I've seen a lot of people already getting on the Bowser train. So from that perspective, I think it's worth just saying, I think I'm going to be Team Bowser. I'm just going to say it now. As for battle mode, there's some specific scripts that we found, the data miners found, I didn't find it, but enable items to entry for battle, items to entry for battle, enable throw delay sec for battle. So I'm not sure if that's succession or whatever. Throw delay sec for battle. There's just battle. And again, I apologize. There's an E missing on that second line, but you get the point. There's going to be battle. I don't know if it's battle mode like we remember it back from the N64 days, or some type of unique battle mode. And we don't know if it's tied to this Bowser versus DK, but get excited, get hyped that one day we will have battle mode. All right, man, that was cool. I love talking about the data mining stuff, and I have no shame in that whatsoever. As for who got buffed, major buff for Shy Guy Ninja. If you got him, there's some good tracks in there. Some DK Summit. Those are both R and T. Those are some long tracks, high scoring potential, a lot of item boxes. There's a lot of coins on the track to a certain extent. You know, again, I was trying to see if there was anyone out there who had counted the number of coins, but you have to understand, you know, there might be some coin box drivers, but then the main thing you want to focus in on, how many coins are on the track. Is this a high coin track? I think both of those, just because of the length, you know, especially in that half pipe area, there's going to be enough number of coins that are just hanging up there in the sky that a coin box frenzy should be able to help you get out. Now, from my perspective, this is kind of my perception, is that I think a coin box just sends like things in like one layer, versus a coin box frenzy goes all layers. So I don't know if and I'll have to try this out, because, you know, I have him and I'm a big fan of him and I'm excited to use him, but as you're going up these ramps, being able to get a boom box, if you can get the coins that are above your head, or how that works out. So I'm excited to play around with him, but also gets Luigi Mansion and Choco Island 2T, which is the Choco Island series, because it came back, gets a lot of little buffs there. So it's fun to know there. And then it also does get the Sydney RT. 4 new tracks for King Bob on Gold. My big fan. I actually just took him. I triple capped him. I feel like there's no driver that's going to get more buffs in the next couple months, especially for ranked, than King Bob on Gold. So I think I twisted Carlos's arm on his stream yesterday to put some tickets in him, and feel free. I think I'll be on there again today if you're watching this during the premiere. So check out Carlos's stream. He's going for All Cup ranking this tour, and it'll be fun to watch him do that. So definitely check him out. We got Birdo Black. She's got 4 new tracks as well. Not gonna say too much about that. I don't want to waste our time. And then on the other side of the yin to the yang, we got the White Yoshi, who got 3 new tracks, including Mario Circuit 3 and 3T. He's actually up to 14, as well as Birdo Black, so that's kind of interesting. But you know, I'm not getting too excited about either one of those drivers. Then we have the layer of drivers who got 2 new tracks. We have Cat Toad, who got 2 new tracks. A total of 13 plus 5 cities. Luigi Lederhosen up to 18 tracks now. That's phenomenal. But you notice there's no little green number, so he's broken outside of our top 15. He's got two cities, but those Luigi's Mansion, that makes sense, right? Both regular and T. And then Green Shy Guy up to 8 tracks now. Shy Guy Gold, 18 tracks, 5 cities. That's actually pretty decent for him. A lot of cities, but 18 tracks is decent. Fire Rosalina, 17 non-city tracks, 1 city. If you notice here, everyone got a city track. So maybe I just skipped through all this, because literally every single person except for Builder Luigi and Blue Yoshi, they're 1 track. And that's a lot of people. That 1 track was a Sydney track. So, you know, from our perspective, what we focus in on is not the cities, because we don't know when they'll come back again. So from that perspective, just kind of glaze over some of those. I will say King Bob now has 21 non-city tracks, 3 city tracks. He's number 12 on our list. Really want to point that out. And Rosalina Swimwear got a nice buffing this tour for obvious reasons. Up to 16 non-city tracks, 2 city tracks. All right, so let's get into who got buffed for Karts. We have Black Turbo Yoshi and we have Purple Bunny, both who got 3 new tracks. And then we have a decent number. This is a lot of buffing for Karts. We have a number of Karts that got 2 new buffs. The Mark II is now up to 13 tracks. Clankety Karts, probably the most on these first couple with 14 tracks. It's been around for a while. Crimson Hot Rod, like to see that with 2 new tracks there, up to 11. Decal Streamliners, haven't seen really a lot of great value from either of the Streamliners. But it's nice to see 2 new tracks for that cart. And then this Fast Frank. Yeah, there's no hiding it anymore. Number 3 on our list. Craziness. I mean, we saw it break the top 10, I think 3 or 4 tours ago. And it's continued to climb. I remember making the joke that it was climbing fast, and here it is, number 3. Who knows, it could even climb more. So a monster card. If you got it in Berlin, you are so happy. I did not get it. It's very unfortunate. I can't wait for it to come back in a pipe. Jade Hot Rod up to 9. Orange Streamliner, the other decal Streamliner, with 9. Rose Taxi with 14. Sakura Quickshaw up to 10. And Swift Jacket 12. And White Turbo Yoshi with 10 non-city tracks. Then we got a number of tracks that got one buff. If you notice, it's a lot of beach-related items. We got Blue Soda now up to 17, so it's climbed a little bit up, and we'll get to that in a second. But Cactice 13, Cat Cruiser 14, Cheap Snorkel 17, Cucumber 11. You get the point here. Nothing really to write home about that much. The one thing I was surprised about is the Gilded Prancer only has 15 non-city tracks. That's not a lot, I think, for a cart that a lot of people have as one of their favorite carts, and have even double uncapped it as well. It's actually tied with the Dreamy Egg with 15 non-city tracks and 2 city tracks. I've mentioned the Dreamy Egg before as maybe the Rose Queen of 2021, but it's been very slow rising. I'm starting to wonder if that's going to be the case, but it's a nice cart for sure. And then Penguin Slider at 14. I can't not talk about it. The Iron Cucumber, 8 cities. It's almost like the official city cart of 2021. It seems to only have cities when you look at what it actually has and what it's been getting buffed. As for the gliders, we have Bright Balloons with 3 new tracks, Ninja Scroll with 3 new tracks. Both of those relatively new gliders, so it's good to see the buffs there. 2 new buffs for the 8-bit Fireflower, Great Sail, the black one, Mushroom Glider now up to 8. Rose Parasail up to 15. We have the Sunset Balloons, that's right, 20 non-city tracks for the Sunset Balloons. So monster glider. I'm glad I got it. We'll see if it'll end up paying off here eventually. And then we have the Toe Beans balloons. As I mentioned, could be big as the year goes on, but now up to 15 non-city tracks there. And then we have the 8-bit Star, one that we've talked about quite a lot, now up to 18 non-city tracks, 3 cities, and then we have the Blooper Wingtip up to 16 non-cities, 4 cities, Calico Parafoil, 18 non-city tracks, but you gotta stop here. Chocolate Banana Crepe, 18 non-city tracks, number 14 on our list, which isn't that high, but for a cart that's been or a glider that's been around this long, maybe it's just a late bloomer. But it's nice to see it break that top 15. If you need to put tickets on it for ranked, feel free to. I think I would rather just my own strategy is put tickets on something newer. But it's number 14 on our list. If you need the other tracks, look at Bam and Jerb's spreadsheet. If you need those other tracks, go ahead and put tickets on it. It's going to be well worth it. You're just kind of skimming through the rest. The Planet Glider, 13 tracks. Safety Glider, 15 tracks. And that Super Mario Kart Glider, 19 tracks. That's a monster number of tracks. All right, now we'll get to top 10 algorithm. I'm going to kind of skim through this. I think we anticipate potentially talking a little bit more with potentially maybe even having a guest on the show next tour. Maybe Tabor joins us and talks a little bit more about his top 10 and why he feels good about it. I love this list. I love the weighted numbers here, and I think it solidifies. Nabbit's number 1. Even in a tour where he didn't get any buffs, he's still being used, I think, 2 or 3 times for All Cup ranking. So kudos to him. I can't say that about some of these other drivers. I know Peach Wedding I'm only going to be using once. Dry Bowser Gold, I don't even know if I'm using it all this tour. So Nabbit, King of the Mountain, nothing's changed for those top 4. I am missing some love from my Lakitu party time. He has not seen some buffs in quite a while from my perspective, but still holding down that list. He's still very favored when it comes to his incorporation. Black Yoshi up 1, Pinkle Peach down 1. Now we have Rosa Swimwear up 4 spots on our list, up to number 7. King Boo Gold has fallen 1. Same with Mario Chef, Mario Halloween. For 11 through 15, we have Peach Vacation at 11, King Bob-omb at 12, the non-gold version, Penguin Luigi 13, Peach Explorer 14, and Gold Koopa Free Running 15. Saw some drop there from Peach Explorer, that's for sure. As for the top 10 carts, we have Happy Ride still holding down number 1. I don't know when this is going to change, but everything else has changed for carts. We have the Black Dozer, which catapulted to the top. Now it's been number 2 here for a while. We have Fast Frank, who is now broke the top 5. We've had the same top 5 for literally 6 months, and now everything's shaken up. No change to the algorithm, no change on our behalf, but just literally everything's shifting around. We've just kind of hit a tipping point where we've kind of had this change in guard. Wild Black fell down 1. Crawley Kart still a top 5 kart at falling down 1 spot. Off-Roader still number 6. Rose Queen, unfortunately, seen better days. Down 2 spots at number 7 on our list right now. My personal favorite glider or kart, this Gilded King, holding down number 8 on our list, and then Chaco Macaroon. Number 9 on our list, unfortunately fell 2 spots, but it's fluctuated probably the most out of these top 10, just off and on this list. And then finally, but not least, this Gold Cheap Charger, number 10 on our list. It's up 3. At one point in time, it was in our top 10, I think 2 or 3 times, but then had fallen off each of those appearances. So nice to have a familiar face in our top 10. Probably just in time for you to pull it on Sunday, and then it's gone. I doubt that it's going to be on our top 10 for a long period of time. Well, we'll see. Blue Soda got a nice little buff there, but and up to number 11, former top 10 there. Pumpkin Cart, that's fallen too. It's seen better days as well. Cheap Snorkel, I don't know how it's number 13, but it's probably from the buffs from this beachside pipe. Head Honcho number 14, and Party Wing fell as well at 15. And then finally, when it comes to top 10, we're talking about gliders. Dragon Wings is leading that conversation. We'll see how long it is. My prediction is that Dry Bowser Umbrella will one day take it over, and that will be the one that knocks it off the hill. We'll see what happens, though. Gold Crane holding down number 2, been at number 2, probably still be at number 2 for a while. Strawberry Donut at number 3. Sunset Balloons, we talked about this, up 4 spots, now up to number 4 on our list. Dry Bowser Umbrella up 1 to 5. I think it's going to keep creeping 1, 1, 1, 1 till, who knows, maybe in July. We'll see what happens. Gold Glider down 2 to number 6. Super Mario Kart Glider, even with a buffing, fell down 2 spots, but still a solid glider. Gold Swooper down 1 to number 8. Starshoot up 3, as well as the Calico Parafoil to number 9 and number 10 on our list. It's nice to see them there. Silver Starshoot, one dear to my heart, number 11 on our list. Nabbit Oil Paper Umbrella, number 12. Royal Parachute, number 13, former top 10 there. And then, as I mentioned, that Chocolate Banana Crepe. And then the 8-Bit Star. So that's our top 10 for gliders. For the All-Cup ranking MVPs, you have Baby Mario Koala, you have the Jet Cruiser, you have the Surfmaster, all with 9. And that's to be expected. Most likely they have the track that's brought up twice, and then you might have 2 or 3 of those, and then you have a couple sprinkles. But most likely you don't have that at a high level enough to be able to do much with it. But kind of want to talk about the rest as we go through. Shy Guy Ninja, 7 top tracks. That's a lot. If you want to put tickets on him, there's no shame in that. It's going to be fun anyway. I think your friends are going to be jealous too. So that's always a motivating factor, at least for me. Peach Vacation, Gold Koopa Free Running, and Mario Halloween, all with 6. Both of the with 2 Coinbox drivers and a Lucky 7 with 6 top tracks. That's awesome. That's going to be great. And I think this tour, when it comes to All Cup ranking in general, so many Coinbox drivers. I want to say like 50-60% of the tracks have a Coinbox driver on that top shelf. So definitely going to be a lot of Coinbox frenzies. Doesn't seem like a super high scoring All Cup ranking compared to other tours, but a lot of coins, that's for sure. Kind of want to touch on the Karts for a brief second. Sports Coupe up to 7. Sports Coupe and that Iron Cucumber seem to be kind of those city tracks. And then 5 of these karts with 6 tracks total. Most notably some beachside items: Cheap Snorkel, Gold Cheap Charger, Blue Soda, and then of course Fast Frank, and then the new Sakura. As we get into gliders, we do have 3 that have 8 tracks. That's the Silver Manted Glider, the Black Great Sail, which I personally love, as I mentioned, and then the other newish Great Sail, which is the Starry Great Sail, all with 8 tracks there. And then 4 gliders with 6 tracks: Starshoot, Butterfly Prism, Toe Beam Balloons, and the Manta Glider. So there you go. There's the All Cup ranking MVPs. Then just want to briefly touch on these ranked tracks. We have a couple items that do get these tracks at level 6. We have Mario Chef, Mario Classic. Both get Mario Circuit 3 at level 6. For karts, you have the Fast Frank gets it at 6, the Iron Cucumber gets it at 6, and the P-Wing gets it at 3. And then the Queen Bee gets it at 6 as well. I apologize about that. And then for gliders, we have the Festival Wings gets Mario Circuit 3 at level 3. Banana Parafoil gets it at 6. No karts, drivers, gliders, anything gets the Sydney Spirits at any level. It's what you see is what you get. And then for Koopa Troopa Beach, a lot going on here. You got Penguin Luigi gets it at 6. Green Shy Guy gets it at level 3. So you probably have him at level 2. Might be worth putting some tickets, but most likely you're probably going to be using some of the other options you have, like Rosalina Swimwear, maybe even Black Yoshi. As for karts, you have the Jet Cruiser and the Red Taxi get the Koopa Troopa Beach 2T at level 3. Penguin Slider gets it at level 6. And then you have for gliders, the Gold Crane gets Koopa Troopa Beach 2T at level 6. Hopefully you're using that, as well as also the Rainy Balloons and Starshoot. Both get that at level 6 as well. Starshoot's obviously a great one that many people already have at level 6. As for next week, want to look ahead at that as well. Rosalina Ice World T. Really looking forward to this track. It's a fun track. For karts, Dreamy Egg gets it at level 6. Black Penguin Slider gets it at level 3. And then when it comes to gliders, you get the New Year's Glider 2021 gets that at level 6. And the Snow Crystals at level 3. That makes sense. Crystals, the Ice Crystals for Ice World. For Sydney Spirit T, the only thing to really point out is the Starry Great Sale. If for some reason you have it at level 6, you now get that track. It's an interesting one to have at 6. And then this is a big one when it comes to level break in there. Captain Toad gets the Cheap Lagoon RT at level 3, as well as also Pink Shy Guy. Mario Sunshine and Larry both get it at level 6. And then for karts, you have Cheap Charger at level 6, Green Cheap Charger at level 6, and then Blue Royale at level 6. And then finally for gliders, you have New Year's Kite and Peach Parasol. Pink Flower Glider, all level 3, gets that Cheap Lagoon. So that's all I have for you guys. I hope you're enjoying this Sydney tour so far. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Like, share, do whatever we can to get the word out. And then the All Cup ranking tutorial video coming when we hit 1,000. Maybe if we're lucky, I might do it as we are approaching. But prepping that now and excited to hit that mile marker along with you guys. But remember, my focus is always to make my day one fans extremely happy and content. So that's gonna, no matter how big this channel gets, that's my goal, and I'm always gonna try to do you right. So wish you the best, good luck guys, and have a awesome time down under.